A while back, I pitched an automation system to an accounting firm, and well, they said no. Said that they've already got the tools, said that they're fine. And look, I've been in the AI space for 3 years now, and I mean, I run my own AI agency. But for a while after that call, I thought maybe Africa just isn't ready for AI yet. But what I didn't know then was that no had nothing to do with AI. You see, he said no because I showed up selling a system when he only had one question in mind. What does this fix for me? And that is the question in South Africa right now in relation to AI. Every business owner is going to ask you some version of it. How does this directly help me and my business? And here's the thing, it wasn't just how I was selling. Most of these AI businesses that American YouTubers keep pushing can't answer that question either, no matter how you pitch them, because those models were built for American buyers, people who throw money at anything with the word AI in it. And unfortunately, that's just not going to happen where we are in Africa. So today, I'm showing you 3 AI business models that actually survived that question. 3 models that South African businesses are actually paying money for. For each model, I'll show you what it is, who's paying for it, and I'll build it right in front of you on my screen so you can see exactly how it's done. So grab a notepad, open your laptop, whatever you've got, because watching changes nothing. You need to physically apply what we're going to do today. I can't become successful for you. All I can do is give you the roadmap to get there. And so with all that said, let's get straight into it. All right, business number 1, the AI operating system, also known as AIOS. All right, so the simplest way that I can explain this is it is essentially a brain that you build for a business. Now, that brain is made up of 3 different layers. The knowledge layer, which is everything the AI needs to know about the business. The connections layer, which is how it plugs into the business's actual tools. And the automations layer, which is how it actually carries out tasks on its own without anyone asking it. Okay, so think of it like this. Now ChatGPT knows quite a bit about you. I mean, you can ask it for your name to tell you, ask it what you did some other day, it might tell you. But again, you ask those questions and it's always some generic answer. And it's just not deep enough, not useful enough at least. You see, an AIOS is the opposite of that. It's not generic AI. It's something that knows your clients by name, something that knows your deadlines, something that knows how you specifically communicate, and it uses all of that to actually do work for the business owner, which would be you in this case. It can draft emails in your voice, it can literally go and chase clients for invoices, it can prepare month-end closes, it can write some of your accounting books, and it can literally brief you every single morning with the work that has to be done for a particular day. So the business owner is actually interacting with not just AI, some AI chatbot, but rather something that has an intimate understanding of the business or inner business workings of that owner's company. And look, you could even use it to onboard new employees. So again, today I'm showing you the knowledge layer. Other components, which are connections and automations, are way easier to do once you just have the foundation of the knowledge layer built and as a foundation. So let me actually show you how you build the knowledge layer. Okay, so this is VS Code with Cloud Code, obviously. Right now, the folder is empty, which is exactly where you want to start when you're building an AIOS for a client. So all you need to understand, honestly, is that the AIOS is made up of files, so text-based files that describe the inner workings of a business. And your job when you're setting this up for a particular company, when you're setting up an AIOS for a company, is you coming up with those files for them. And that's sort of the discovery phase. You sit down with the business owner and you ask them everything in terms of like how do you communicate with your clients. Maybe they hand you the SOPs. Maybe they even give you like cold email templates of like how they actually write their emails and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just getting all this information, like just a lot of info about the business, and then simply synthesizing it into these markdown files that we're going to then give Cloud Code access to. And that's the skill that you're going to be charging for. going into a business on the discovery phase, getting that information, and then making those files for Cloud Code to read. And so this is what it looks like once it's done. And if you don't know how to then generate these files, you could literally just, well, come up or gather all that info about the business and feed it into Claude, the chatbot. It will literally make the files for you one by one. You could literally tell it that you're setting up an AIOS for a company, and it's going to be able to tell you that you need to make markdown files in this order, that order, that order, and it literally makes them for you. And obviously you edit them according to what the business actually wants. And once you just keep reiterating there and you have your final product of the files, then, well, your files are ready to use and deliver into Cloud Code as an AIOS. So this is what it looks like once it's done. And this folder is the AIOS that I built for a demo accounting firm. So every file here is something that I learned about the business during the discovery phase. This one is the client's file. So every client, their fee, their contact, how they like to be reached, what they owe. There's processes file. Yeah, there's just a lot here. And all of it, you realize all of it is just plain text. So it's just organized in a way that tells the AI that this is how the specific business works for this particular workflow. And well, here is also a representation of how it actually looks as a brain. I've used Obsidian to sort of render this, just give you a visual representation of how it actually works. It's just a bunch of interconnected files about a business, essentially. And so the important question now is, how do you actually monetize this? It's important to know that when you go to companies and you're trying to sell this to them, you don't want to position it or sell it as you're selling AI, but rather the result or the end goal that you're trying to input into their lives. And you need to paint that picture as clearly as possible to the business owner. And so a good way of going about them or doing your outreach would be perhaps just showing the business owner a demo of a particular business that's almost exactly similar to theirs. You just show them an AIOS that you'd have built for that one business and demo it to the other business owner. And well, he then sees the relation and the value in, well, what it essentially is, because you're essentially getting another employee at a fraction of the cost of actually having one. So I think you can just then start to see how valuable it is. And if you're able to relay that, the costs are going to be significantly cut down. And two, he doesn't have to spend so much time in his business, onboarding new employees, teaching his new employee this, or sending emails or sending follow-ups, just doing the tedious stuff or inner workings of his business. And yeah, usually this is a setup fee. So you charge on the setup fee that usually covers the discovery phase, and then a retainer to add more skills, more files to the knowledge base, and new connections and stuff like that. And that could be a maintenance fee. There's usually a retainer every single month. You start easy, one good client, you do really good work for them, and then you build from there. You start with one client here. By the time you have 5 clients, you've got an entire business running off of the AIOS setups. So if you guys need extra help in terms of setting this up, the consulting link is in the description. I'll be helping you scope out, how to set up your first one. And everything that I build, all the files and stuff like that, goes into my free school community. So you can join that. Link is in the description. Okay, with all that said, it's going to the second business. Okay, and then business number 2, the AI automation agency. Okay, so right now, every business that you can think of has the same problems. Processes only move when there's someone there to actually move them. A lead comes in, someone has to tend to them. An invoice comes in, someone has to tend to it. The business essentially freezes when a person is not there to tend to a specific task. And what AI automation does is essentially build a sort of nervous system that allows the business to move on its own without the human in the step. Now look, automation in general has been a thing for a while now, but what's changed, what's actually made it an entirely different conversation, is the addition of AI. Before, the standard automation systems used to be able to just carry out tasks that are perfectly predictable. If this, then that. Sort of like a black and white type of environment. And well, as you know, most businesses are not black and white. Things change. There are different variables and different situations to businesses. And so with AI in the middle, when you're building workflows with AI, there's obviously, more value to the automations that you're building. Automations, or AI automations rather, are more valuable because of their adaptability. Now, instead of explaining this in theory, I'm going to show you an automation that I built. So it's an AI system that I built for an audit and accounting firm because, my AI agency's niche is audit and accounting. And so with auditors in particular, big part of their business is usually getting supporting documents and, verifying the accuracy of specific books of a specific company. And so with that, they have to go and get supporting documents from a client and carry out their auditing process. So an auditor sends a list of transactions that they need supporting documents for, and the client obviously sends the supporting documents through. The problem is usually that process takes 1 to 3 days most times because the client has to look for all these different invoices, and it takes time in general. And so I built a system that literally automates that entire process. Okay, so this is N8N. This is the canvas, and if you've never seen this before, it's basically a visual automation tool. Every block you see is a sort of step in the process. The data flows from one block to another, and from that one to another one. And together, when they run together, they make this beautiful automation. So if you're serious about AI automation, if you're looking to get into AI automation, this is something that you'll be living in. Now, also, I want to say that I know that this looks a bit intimidating. As canvas, you're probably looking at this and saying, what am I actually looking at? But I will tell you, do not stress. I found a way for you guys to literally use Cloud Code to build these automations for you. You don't even need to know how to use N8N anymore. All you have to know is what you want to build, what problem do you want to solve with N8N, and literally just ask Cloud Code in plain text. So like in literal English, just typing what you want to do, what you want to build, and it literally builds it out for you. And so I'm going to show you exactly how you can get Cloud Code to do that for you. Don't let the canvas intimidate you. Okay, so also just to add on to this, if you aren't accustomed to N8N, you don't know how to build the workflows there, just don't have a good understanding of how to actually build stuff there, what you could actually do just to get a start, of which I still do advise you strictly learn N8N, but if you aren't there yet, just to get a grounding, what you can actually do is one, open the following on your laptop. So this is on GitHub. I've left a link for you. You're just going to need this. It's the N8N MCP. So you get that, and then you go to Cloud Code and paste the link to this GitHub repo. You just paste it in Cloud Code. And then after that, you're going to have to go to N8N. If you've already created your account, you need to then go to settings on N8N, and then you open instant level MCP. After that, you're then going to be asked to enable the instant level MCP. And so after you do that, you enable it and you actually see that you're given an OAuth, an access token as well. So you copy both the access token and the server URL. You copy those two, and then you go back to Cloud Code and you paste them into Cloud Code as well. So what we've pasted into Cloud Code is one, the GitHub repo, the N8N MCP repo, the GitHub repo there. We've pasted the server URL on your N8N instance that you got from there, and you're also putting your server row token there as well. You paste that and you ask it to set up the N8N MCP for you, and it's literally going to configure it all. And you have Cloud Code literally writing your workflows for you. You can literally ask it to set up any automation that you can think of. It's going to do it. So it's a good starting point, but again, I cannot stress it enough. Just have an understanding of how N8N works as well. But yeah, with that said, let me actually show you what the automation does. Here you go. So the auditor triggers the workflow, it reads the transaction list from Google Sheets, and sends the client a WhatsApp listing every invoice that they need to upload. So that's coming with the custom link as well. And yeah, that just landed. You click on the link and you upload each invoice through the portal. When an invoice comes in, the system uploads it to Google Drive and calls an AI model to read it and extract the supplier, amount, and date of that specific invoice. Then it compares what it found against what was expected. If something is off, it flags it and sends a WhatsApp to the auditor. If it's the wrong document, it sends a WhatsApp to the client, and it repeats this process of, so if they don't upload anything, every day at 9 a.m., it's literally going to send a follow-up saying, please upload the following documents. And yeah, that entire process used to take like 3 to 4 hours for a particular auditor. Yeah, I just automated it. That's how it's done. Now, how are you going to make money from this? All right, so step one, you're going to need to pick a niche. After you pick a niche, you're going to have to look for a problem within an industry or bottleneck within that industry. You want to look for something that's genuinely costing these people time and money, so it's easier for you to relay the value in what you're offering. But essentially, that's what we're doing here. I did make a video on this as well, where I went into depth about it, so you can see it in the video linked here. I also talk about how to get clients for this. So yeah, I can check that out, see the video there. And yeah, that's how the business is run. It's initial setup fee to actually make the automation, that discovery phase, and then a retainer for the maintenance month on month to maintain the software or the automation. If you guys also want help with this, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you guys. With that said, let's get into model 3. And then obviously model 3, this is the website agencies. Yeah, I mean, for this one, there's different ways of building websites, honestly. There's no one specific way, but I guess it's just how creative you are in terms of the creativity design of building the websites. That's what really sets you apart, because it's definitely not building the websites anymore. There's so many AI tools that are able to do this for you. I literally made a video on a 3D website that I built, or scroll-driven website rather. Built that. You can check that video out. But for this one, I'll show you the same thing. It's a scroll-driven website, and I'll just talk about how you can go about getting clients within the website agency. So essentially, website agency is you building websites for businesses, and you being able to go to businesses with a value proposition of, one, you're going to get them eyeballs onto their business and drive traffic, which in turn drives revenue for their business. And you need to be able to communicate this extremely clearly so that they know the value that you're coming with. Yeah, and obviously a way to go about getting clients for the website agency, there's cold calls, there is using different AI tools like Phantom Buster, Gemini Deep Research, Lindy AI. There's just so many different tools that you can go into when you're doing this stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and see the website that I built to show you guys. So again, you also just want to be careful with the website agency because, there's so many people that are offering it as a service now, that there's, say, higher competition within the space. But nevertheless, it's always an amazing way to make an income for yourself. So yeah, website agency is also a very good part of monetizing or using AI to make money. All right, so that's it. The AIOS, the automation agency, and the website agency. And look, you don't need all three. You just need to pick one that actually matches the way your brain works. If something clicked when you were watching one of these models, then that business model is for you. Come back to this video if you need a second look as to how it's done, and just keep reiterating, keep building, and just don't stop. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you guys and make this information as freely accessible as possible to anyone. I would say in South Africa, but in Africa in general, honestly. I want to make this information accessible to anyone who wants to make a difference in their own life. So again, just reach out to me on LinkedIn if you need help. I will always reply. Just send a message on LinkedIn, I'll reply. Send a message on the Skool community, I will reply to you. And again, if you want to go deeper, you can go into the AAA community, my free Skool community, that's on Skool. Link is in the description. You can just join and see the free resources that we post there, and how different people from different walks of life are actually building their own agencies, their own AI businesses. And also, if you want one-on-one help in terms of building this out, or just like direction and advice, and going about the AI space because it can get confusing, honestly. The link is also in the description. However, I will say there are limited spots in terms of like the calls that I can take per week. So yeah, just to let you know, there are limited spots for that. And if you found value in this, please please subscribe to the channel. It does help me, and it does help us get to more people here in South Africa or in Africa in general, and helps us help more people. And so with all that said, as always, I'm wishing you Godspeed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.